welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, 6040 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
Midway, I'm thinking about getting you a shot collar, so when you get those loud in there, it just sends a shock, and we're gonna put it around your testicles.
Sounds like the old dad. I'll give you something to cry about. Threat.
One went out for a pack of smokes and never came back.
The Arizona way.
That's right. That's how we do it. It's you know what? You grow up strong without that father figure. No one to tell you what to do. Any plans for a weekend?
The soon-to-be missus has her bridal shower on Sunday. So honestly, I don't think so. I don't think I have anything. I do have to go grab my kid and do our suit fitting. So that should be fun. But you know what? It was already paid for from the insanely expensive place, and supposedly the tailoring is gratis, which is a nice way of saying we already banged you for this on this price of the suit.
Yeah, rich people like, what's it called? It's not inclusive, it's complimentary. They hate stuff when you're like, hey man, can I get that free thing? And like, you mean complimentary? So I was like, well, I didn't work for it. He's like, yeah, neither did we, but still, we call it complimentary to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah, whenever in those situations, I'm always like, oh, I already stole 2 of these. I thought they were for sale. So this was promised to me 3,000 years ago.
Well, there's a lot of that coming up this episode, and we are surprising everybody by showing up on a Thursday and twice in 1 week. So, you know what? Should we get back down to business?
Let's get back to basics, baby.
You know what? We made people feel good long enough, so who said it? As millionaires, we have a clear message for you. Our new prime minister, tax us. We are proud to pay and here to stay. Who said it?
Well, it certainly wasn't an American, so I don't know.
So, over in the UK, they just switched over to Prime Minister Andy Burnham, and the millionaires there, in in a proud to pay letter, released on Thursday, the millionaires, including sports broadcaster Gary Lineker and actress Julia Davis, I never heard of either of these people, they came out and they said that. And they're like, honestly, and these billionaires are not going to notice it, and they're going to be like, you know what? Now the Porsche don't want to shoot us. We still have our yachts. Life is good. This will never happen in America.
Yeah, how is it that Sam Altman gets a free drink delivered to his home that he didn't order in a couple of bullet holes and doesn't get the idea, but somehow that message makes it all the way over to England and they get it?
Were we better off as colonies?
I mean, all I know is if I'm one of the top 1%. And people are starting to really hurt and blame us, you give a little bit and just assume you can keep the rest. You know, you actually let something trickle down, like Reagan promised us 45 years ago.
Like, let them eat cake only works if you throw out some scrap cake. So, like, you gotta give the poor something to nibble on.
Yeah, no, I mean, Rockefeller did it during the Depression. Carnegie did it during the Depression. This is about as close as we're getting to a depression right now. We will turn on you. We will eat the rich. And it's going to happen. So all you have to do is just give a little. And so we're like, oh, maybe he's the good guy.
That is true, but honestly, it's not doing too well in our trillionaire world because Tesla went from 378 and it bounced this little happy self all to 319 because they missed the earning projections. But there is news about Optimus, and they said the initial Optimus builds will be used in our Optimus Academy for training data, collection, and further functionality development, the company said in its statement. But Tesla did not indicate when the latest version of Optimus would be revealed, nor what kind of volume of production will be achieved. So, you know, there's things on the horizon, don't know when, and don't know how many.
All right, let me ask you a personal question here. You're way more into this than I am. Are you remotely you have anything for these robots? Because I've got nothing.
I think AI is the bubble. The fact is that we're using the words artificial intelligence. It's a large language learning model. It's not artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will make a decision on its own. A large language learning model is something that we've pumped a bunch of the books and everything else online that used to be copyrighted. And now when you ask this thing something, it will tell you. So the whole premise of Optimus Optimus the robot, it's not AI. And until you get full-on artificial intelligence, this thing is a bubble, but they've gone too far. They just keep pumping money into it.
All right, so these robots aren't going to decide to kill us themselves. It's probably just going to happen over some CEO just hitting the wrong button.
Yeah, it's going to be like, what's it called? The Will Smith movie when it's pretty much controlled by somebody. And the fact that all these Optimus robots are coming from Elon Musk, yeah, I would imagine Elon Musk is going to kill us all.
All right, so we're back to eat the rich. Got it.
Yeah. But on the bright side, honestly, like the Tesla ticker falling, they have another one. They also said that a Cybercab robotaxi production has began at the Giga Texas factory, and now 380,000 unsupervised miles across 7 cities. And they also believe the key is no major accidents. And the number of cybercabs that they have is about 25 to 50, compared with Waymo, which has 2,000 to 3,000 of them. But yeah, they're definitely going to take over the sphere of automated cabs.
Another thing I am not remotely interested in, and I hate with a bitter passion, autonomous driving is not a good idea. We've seen enough of it in action already. How can anybody think this is a good idea? If you want autonomous, jump on a subway, take a train. Then you don't have to worry about anything. You're just sitting there playing around.
Yes, that is exactly what I want to do in my daily commute. And my whole thing is a daily commute should not be more than 30 minutes in one direction. And for you, it's slightly more than 30 minutes in one direction. And how you are not screaming from the rooftops you want full self-driving, I do not get that.
Let me ask you something. All right, so we've talked on and off air. In fact, you tend to, because I'm the master of traffic,
yes,
you tend to call me whenever you have anything happen to you while driving. Where you're like, how do you deal with this on a regular basis?
I don't drive in traffic. Like,
here's my thing. Autonomous driving, as you know, my bitter hatred for the RAV4. It is the number one vehicle for the worst drivers in America. How do we know these autonomous driving Teslas aren't just going to become more RAV4s with their terrible won't go over the speed limit driving? How do we know these Teslas aren't going to be 55 miles an hour in the left lane?
What makes the commute so horrible?
People going 55 miles an hour in the left lane.
You noticing this? I tell you what, if I'm in the car and I'm reading a book, or if I'm on my phone screwing off, whether it's 30 minutes to work, I'll even up it to 45 minutes to work. As long as I'm not out there actually doing something, that's technically not a commute. I can devote my attention elsewhere, and if that car's doing the speed limit, it's doing the speed limit, I'll leave them at 5-10 minutes earlier, but I do not contribute to that drive one bit.
Yeah, you're just agreeing to be a part of the problem at that point.
Great.
Just ruin it for the rest of Americans. So I guess that guy who called you a leftist shill really had you pegged wrong.
Fine by me. I got no problems with that, because I'm going to drive past you having my actually coming home from work beer, and you're going to be death gripping that steering wheel, mother effing every RAV4 there, and I'm going to tell my little robot to cut you off and then slow down to 5 under the speed limit, and it'll be hilarious.
All the things you've complained about, now you're just going to be part of. So congratulations on becoming a conservative.
Listen, I don't want to drive.
Great, awesome. Go find something else to do. Quit making your problem and making it everybody else's. You are socializing your impatience.
Bye by me. I'm trickling down my problems to you. Yeah. That's the way it's been promised.
There you go. Oh, no, it's the worst. Completely against it.
Yeah. If you thought that was doing bad as far as Tesla Town, SpaceX went down from 123 to $118, and it's also, it actually hit a low of $112 today. And this free fall might continue happening because the date's coming up where some of the people who are locked into holding on to this stupid stock, they're going to reach the time when they can start selling it. And already, let's go take a moment of silence, because our first trillionaire is now down to 731 billionaire, and I don't know if he can financially recover from that.
Yeah, no. RIP to our first trillionaire. Now you're simply down to a meager $731 billion, and I guess he's got to start trading stocks just to, try and make ends meet to feed his family, like Mike Johnson was telling us.
Yeah. Meet his 17 generations that he's providing for already.
Oh, good. I hope it dwindles down to 0 before he eventually makes his presidential candidacy known and, robs us again.
He's technically not allowed until Trump changes it over, but yeah, we'll figure out what happens with Elon Musk, because if anyone's having something worse than Elon, it's the Russians.
Well,
What?
what's not allowing him to become our president?
The fact that he wasn't born here, I would imagine, probably has something to do with it.
Yeah, no, all that's getting changed with that third term thing. So yeah, it's all gone. We're gonna clear the way.
Fair enough. Over here in Russia, you may have seen a couple pictures. 2 more wildberry sites got hit, and it was in Krasnodar and Stavropol regions, and it's east of Crimea, in case you're wondering on the map. And Zelensky came out and he said these hubs were involved in providing Russian army with drone components, navigation equipment, and other gear. Tatiana Kim, the founder of Wildberries, came out and had a different view. She said, "There are no words to describe all the feelings and emotions caused by the attacks on ordinary people, on our employees, on us, who are simply doing our jobs." She wrote this on Telegram. She's like, "But these situations demonstrate the most important thing. We must continue to do what we do for the benefit of the people." And again, we've had this conversation before. It's the argument about the workers on the Death Star.
Yeah, no, this is 1,000% what that is. The other thing I just wanted to point out to our dear friend Tatiana, I'm guessing she listens anyways. Yeah, simply doing our jobs. Didn't they say that wasn't an excuse back in Nuremberg?
I mean, we're hoping you forgot.
Well, we didn't. So, yeah, burn another one, buddy.
Like, I was just following orders. It's like, yeah, but your orders were to put a bunch of people into a mass grave. He's like, yeah, orders.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I was forced via an order to load these people into ovens. Like, no, nobody's accepting that. And yes, the Death Star. I swear to you, Clerks, one of the greatest movies ever written. Fantastic. I'm glad that it's coming up more and more and more in this episode.
Yeah, it's up there. It's a great analogy for it. But if you ever do, like, I went ahead and I looked online for like the Wildberries thing, and I took a look at it. And some of the images I saw, it was full on body armor. It's like helmets. I talked about this last episode. Like, when you have a drone with a spool of fiber optic cable attached to it, like, you're not using that to tape like the local pool party, like, for your friends. You're using that to go bomb some people. And I was going to leave a link that's going to talk about everything else, but when I went on the Wildberries website, they're currently in the process of scrubbing it from anything that has the body armor. I was like, what are you talking about? Just kids' tchotchkes. And this is kind of like when McDonald's has that slide for kids, and a kid slides off of it and he injures himself. He's like, there wasn't enough balls in it. And the next day you show up and it's straight to the brim with the new balls in it. Like, you guys know you effed up.
Slightly off topic, but so you can buy body armor from Wildberries.
You could. When I looked right before this episode, you could not.
Okay, but you could before they started getting drone attacked, right?
Yeah, dude, you can buy that, helmets, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so kind of like how all of our ice guys here are buying all their stuff off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And all it took was like 3 or 4 giant depots to burn for them to stop selling it and start scrubbing it off their history.
We ain't got the balls here to go against King Bezos.
Well, I'm certainly not going to advocate for it, but it would be interesting if someone hypothetically started doing that to Amazon warehouses and then made those products no longer available.
You let me know when we have a single millionaire that says, I want to be taxed more. He would get killed by his own brother in that same moment.
Yeah, no, Tatiana didn't say anything about wanting to be taxed more. She said, please stop burning our buildings to the floor.
Yeah. But I'm just saying what a lot of the world is doing. Like, you got the UK is out there be like, hey, man, we're making too much cash. Like, the French are out there pulling over Shadow Fleet tankers.
Albania.
And, yeah, like, a lot of people are coming out with sanctions towards FIFA and everything else. Like, it's wild. And we're over here like, we're not speaking against our masters.
Wow. We could stop ICE by burning down Amazon warehouses, and data centers are chock full of copper. So, I mean, it's weird. It feels like this is something that like is bound to happen eventually. We are not advocating for it, but if it does, I was right.
It's all on a flock camera. They're the easiest ones.
If you can read between these lines.
Yeah. What's the? Did you see the thing with Hunter Biden? He was talking to someone. He's like, and you have a person like, hey, man, do you know anyone Republicans who are gay? He's like, are you asking me if Mike Johnson is gay? He's like, are you asking me if so-and-so is gay? He's like, I do not know. He's like, are you asking me if so and so is gay? He's like, no idea.
Yeah, I think I sent that to you actually. You're like,
Well,
yes, Lindsey
right
Graham,
after I
hundred
sent it to
percent.
you, you forwarded it back to me and claimed it as your own.
Well, I don't. Unlike you, I don't read my spam coming back at me.
I don't have time to read your text messages. I just keep sending it out.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not a welfare queen leftist shill like you are, YouTube.
Yeah. So, speaking of kind of shilling here, the whole thing with Tatiana Kim coming out, and she's like, "Oh, I'm here for the people," yada yada yada. But after all these strikes, sellers of wild berries, they try to reclaim their stock, and they hit a wall marked pickup point overloaded. So the sellers tried to retrieve their goods from wildberry warehouses in person, and then they were denied that one. And then the only option is to process a return to a pickup point. But yesterday, those pickup points are overloaded, and these guys have tried to like switch pickup points. Like maybe I'm trying to get too many items, so they come down in the number of items. And Wildberries essentially is just not letting anybody pick up this stuff right now, and more of their warehouses are getting hit.
And honestly, it makes sense from a stock and business side of it. Going like we got to figure out, we got to assess the damage first and see what's still salvageable. But yeah, tell that to an impatient person waiting on a package. The second I hit buy now, I am already at the window, like wondering where UPS is 12 seconds later. So if I'm in a gasless country, buddy, if you're showing up to pickup points, wasting precious gas, I want it now. And then I will be the one setting things on fire.
Yeah, I mean, over here we had what's it called? Amazon had 2-day air. It was like not enough. I need it next day. He's like, fine. He's like, I need it that same afternoon. Like, Jesus, all right, we'll roll out some drones. Like the only drones we're using is to deliver tchotchkes in America. And at a certain point, it's gonna be like within 1 hour, or I'm going elsewhere. It's like, you're not going elsewhere, buddy. You're gonna sit there until we drop this steak burger off for you.
Buddy, you can get like 3 and 4 hour window drop offs. So you're like $3 to get this thing like before 9 a.m. Absolutely, let's do it.
Jump the line, but the whole thing is it's not going to look better for Russia because the commander in chief for Ukraine is also the new one has come out and says he's going to continue to strike. Fedorov, a guy who's running the drone program, and introduced Russians to the sound of drones in Moscow. He said, he's like, we're going to keep that one going too. But all of this can really be stopped if you just go ahead, hop in your little Soviet Lada, turn it around and just drive back into Russia. Like, it's the easiest negotiation ever. Like, Ukraine's not asking for any extra land. They're not going to take parts of Russia. Just turn around and go home.
Well, when this does finally get settled, I'm sure the U.S. will stick their nose in it and will hold everything up till we get some kind of mineral rights. So.
We need mineral rights, yeah. He's like, I want a statue that says I stopped it. Like, we haven't talked to you or Kushner in 6 months. He's like, I said what I said.
What's your version of the FIFA Peace Prize?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, honestly, they nominated Zelensky for the Nobel Peace Prize, and he might just hang that over Trump. He's like, I will literally give you this. Just get Russia to go F off back home.
No, I hope he just uses those drones to slam pictures of him holding the Peace Prize all over Russia. And then when they go to clean it up, he just starts droning them.
Just keep adding more.
Yeah.
But we also had a little bit of progress made in our country. The House has been busy, and our lawmakers are out there working as they took the first steps to ban themselves from trading stocks. That's what the House voted yesterday. It's mostly along party lines. 232-198, and about 13 Democrats actually worked with a Republican majority for it. And the proposal seeks to ban lawmakers, their spouses, and any dependents from purchasing publicly traded stocks, and would require lawmakers to file a public notice at least 7 days in advance when they plan to sell, and that note would go to the clerk of the House of Representatives. And if you don't think that clerk position would see an influx of funds for them to say, oh, I saw that guy, like he told me 7 days ago, but I completely forgot to note it. Like, you're not paying attention. Like, corruption is whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Honestly, I like the idea, general direction. You're going in the right way. that clerk position will become like the dark money, most expensive seat in all of Congress. Like, I was reading somewhere where House seats, like the spending for elections, is something like 60% of what they do for Senate, just because the Senate's there for 6-year terms.
Mhm.
This position will like make the money Israel put up against Thomas Massey look like chump change.
Yeah, the
That,
amount of money that they would invest.
a seat that issues license to steal? Are you kidding me? That will be $1 billion election.
Yeah, but we'll see if this whole thing passes because it only went through the House. Majority of Democrats voted against it because they were saying it doesn't go far enough. And although the bill would limit them from buying and selling stocks, it would also allow them to keep it. Honestly, I don't have a problem with that, but another bipartisan group is seeking a ban, like the same bill, but it would also have them liquidate their current thing within 180 days as well. Now, as long as these bills don't have something in the writing that says, like, well, we're going to make a shell corporation that says, I don't know, Thomas Massey LLC, and then now you can buy anything you want. Like Mike Johnson is not buying stocks LLC, and then you buy all the stocks you want. Like, as long as they can rule out all that, like, this is the right direction it should be moving in. You guys are making nearly $200K a year. Like, F off. You got plenty of benefits.
Yeah, and again, cannot stress this enough. Congress is a civil servant job. You are
Yeah.
not there to become a billionaire. You are there to try and make this country, headed in the right direction. You're there for the American people. You are literally their representative. It's in your GD job title. So the whole ridiculous, like, well, we're going to lose these people to the private sector. How? What are they going to do in the private sector without the inside information to steal from the stock market, which is still a hoax?
I will then persuade other senators to do my bidding. And, corporations are people too, Eric.
Yeah, like Bain said it best when he said, "There's no money here," and like, then why are you all here?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
So,
what to tell you.
in case anyone's been paying attention and wondering why the evil Democrats are voting against this whole thing, and maybe the Republicans were true, but the Democrats are the corrupt ones. The reasoning is Republican leaders talked in language that would establish voter ID requirements. So essentially, they're trying to be like, yeah, man, we'll finally vote to stop trading stocks. He's like, but pass our sweet, sweet SAVE Act first.
Yeah, again, this is why all they need to be single issue bills. Like there, somebody has to have the common sense enough to be like, all right, if we're gonna save puppies, let's just save the puppies, and then we can vote on arming our enemies later. Like you can't keep attaching to things that don't interlock, right?
Yeah, like when you have something with a bill that says, like, you know what, like, we're here to save the puppies. And next thing you know, you have something in there like, I want to be able to dump toxic waste into the local rivers. Like, those two don't go hand in hand. Like, you can't have one without the other.
No, it needs to be like tied together. Like we will fund SNAP for this month for our, poverty-stricken citizens, as long as we also send that same amount of money over to the I country.
Yeah. So
Like one has nothing to do with the other. Stop handcuffing them together.
it's the same thing here. It's if you want to just go ahead and blame Democrats for something, just understand that in Colorado earlier this month, they passed a bill banning AI generated child sexual abuse material. Can you guess how many people voted against it?
Well, it seems like one of those slam dunk things where even if you are, a pedophile or a registered Republican or whatever, it seems like something you can't vote against. But, maybe there was SAVE Act stuff involved in this bill.
Well, like all the posts say it's 17 Republicans. I'm like, there's no effing way. I was like, I went to Snopes on it, and it's not 17 Republicans. It's 15.
Make AI generated child porn great again, maybe? I don't know. Isn't this what Elon's gonna eventually get jailed in France for?
Can't happen soon enough. But do we have an update on that Iran war? Are we still bombing or what's going on?
I don't know. As of recording, it's 6:36, and I did not see a ceasefire yet. But also, we've found over the past 4 months, ceasefires really aren't a thing. So who knows?
So, what's it called? Do you remember the reasoning from Fearless Leader of why we went to this war?
It was wait, wait a minute. Wasn't it a preemptive defensive strike, or in layman terms, an offensive strike
Yeah,
for
you
our
attack them
little
first.
buddies that somehow run everything across the ocean?
Like, why'd you punch me in the mouth as a preemptive defensive strike? Like, wait, what? Is that you were turning evil, buddy?
Yeah, we're not killing anybody. We're just depopulating.
So while we are doing preemptive defensive strikes and to keep Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, apparently Washington and Riyadh have signed a peaceful nuclear cooperation agreement for a decades-long, multi-billion-dollar partnership, as well as bilateral safeguard program. And they're going to launch a civilian nuclear program. And this people have said that this will allow the Saudis to enrich their uranium domestically. And I feel like you may have heard the enrichment of uranium as a talking point during the Iran war once or twice.
Yeah, and again, I had the conversation with my ultra conservative boss. I was like, why not just let them have it? Shouldn't all countries have nuclear capabilities? Like, doesn't that like go to your 2A? More good guys with guns than bad guys with guns makes everybody safer. Just let everybody have it.
A good guy for nuke argument.
Yeah, why not?
I got a lot of engagement on Facebook, on YouTube. But honestly, there are a number of reasons why we are doing this. So in case anybody's wondering, just pay attention. But back in, let's see, a little bit late of last year, the Saudis did a deal for about $1 billion for the Trump Organization to build a Central Park-inspired complex in Jeddah. In case that wasn't enough, Jared Kushner got paid $100 million directly from him, and he runs an investment fund, which the Saudis invested most of it, with another $2 billion. Letting the Saudis get nukes would also start another arms race, and the fact that we just approved a $1.5 trillion budget, war is good. And the best part is that Trump said the whole deal is off unless they join the Abraham Accords. Mother effer. Like, that is mixing things in that have nothing to do with it.
I want everybody. I'm proposing a bill that everybody gets ice cream on Fridays to say thanks for your hard work. Also, we have to let Saudi Arabia have nuclear capabilities.
The whole thing is, like, just on Tuesday we talked about it. He's like, yeah, the Abraham Accords, a lot of people have signed it, a lot more people will sign it. And we'll get into who signed it and who hasn't signed it, but the fact that you're putting this one in there, like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's weird. Normally, his corruption and stuff is strictly off the books, but pretty blatant. This one kind of seems like it's on the books, right?
Yeah. So the whole thing with the Abraham Accords, let's get into that one real quick. They were started back in 2020 during his first presidency. Back then, a whopping number of nations signed it. It was us, Israel, UAE, and Bahrain. Neither of his countries touch Israel. Morocco and Sudan also joined. They're both in Africa. And then Kazakhstan signed in on it. They're literally like south of Russia, which is not in the Middle East. And this was kind of all modeled after what Clinton did back in '94 when he brought Jordan down to Camp David, and he did those. He had them recognize Israel back then, and Jordan actually touches Israel on the map. But the whole thing about the Abraham Accords, they're based on two pillars. The first pillar is acceptance of Israel as a legitimate state. All right, that seems simple enough. And the second part is the eventual resolution of the Israel-Palestine conflict. And honestly, you're kind of cheating if your whole game plan is to make sure that the other team can't finish the game because all their players got injured.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, how can you join this accord? When genocide, like you're basically just backing Israel in their genocide, if I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah. Well, the whole Abraham Accords kind of came out. Israel's been beefing with the Middle East for a very long time. It goes back to when the British pulled out and two-state solution, yada, yada, yada. They had the whole thing. The Muslim states had signed something that was completely different that said we're not going to negotiate with Israel and everything like that. So the Abraham Accords were going to try to bring that and make people accept Israel. But read the effing room, man. Like what they're doing right now to a Muslim nation, and you're like, yeah, now you guys got to recognize. I'm like, 2020 when they weren't doing this stupid S, like I can understand, but the fact like they're actually leveling Gaza. No.
and they've expanded to Lebanon, and God knows what else we haven't received info on yet. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's placating to these people and not I mean everyone in power we've talked about so far. Our government, their government, like it's Russia. It's nuts. And it takes people like Ukraine to smack one of them in the mouth and be like, oh, yeah, it turns out they're just humans again. These aren't the demigods we thought they were.
Well, technically, our military and the Israeli military are one now, since part of that $1.5 trillion budget was integration of them with us.
Well, thank whatever deity you praise that Ukraine was smart enough to be like, yeah, we're just not sharing intel anymore with America.
Yeah, we're done in this little circle jerk.
All right, so I'm going to preface this with I know like Ukraine is near and dear to your heart and you feel
Mm-hmm.
very, you're passionate about this.
We
Well,
all have things that we love.
as a native Arizonan, there is nothing I am more passionate about than Taco Bell. So get that censor button ready. That I might go off the rails here. Last week, an outbreak of cyclospora was traced back to iceberg lettuce from a Taco Bell locations in Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, the big four of who gives an F, and Michigan last week. And the powers that be finally pushed me over the edge. For the sake of our beautiful listeners, I'll skip the part where I try and pronounce all the Latin-based actual names of this stuff and just quickly sum it up by saying cyclospora is a parasite that gives you diarrhea. I know, the jokes write themselves, Taco Bell and diarrhea in the same story, but this isn't your Saturday morning after boozing, fourth meal kind of diarrhea. This is go to the hospital and get IV fluids kind of diarrhea.
That's some heavy duty stuff. And honestly, like when you mention the states, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, I would imagine if you poll the residents, be like, best Mexican meals. He's like, Taco Bell, brother.
I can hear the inflection in your voice. Watch it, buddy. you watch your damn mouth when it comes to this.
You said Indiana?
Just Taco Bell's never done anything to you. You don't do this to them.
I feel like they've done many things to me, not to send me to the hospital IV fluids, but they've done wrong by me.
I can't wait till my pro Putin story next week. So Taco Bell gets blamed right off the bat because Mexican food tends to destroy white people's stomachs. And to be crystal clear, I'm talking about those white people, the unseasoned whites. But the critical thinkers out there brought up a great point in that Taco Bell doesn't grow their own lettuce at their stores. So where did this tainted lettuce come from? Taylor Farms, who grows their lettuce in central Mexico and ships it back up stateside to grocery stores and Taco Bell locations and a plethora of other people all over the US. In fact, both the FDA and the CDC both linked the outbreak to Taylor Farms' tainted iceberg lettuce.
So did you see that Taylor Farms also supplies two giant chains with their lettuce?
I know. No. What are you talking about?
So one of the chains is Kroger Marts, and the other one is Whole Foods. So one sells it for like $1, and like Whole Foods is like triple the price, and they're all getting diarrhea together. But one paid a whole lot more for it.
Buddy, Taylor Farms is everywhere, especially with bagged salads and stuff. It's literally in every grocery store.
Wrong. I picked up salad 2 days ago from Costco after this story broke. Oh. Not a care in the world. I was like, my boys will never do me wrong.
One, Costco would never, ever allow something like that to happen in their stores, which is why they are still the king. Two, and more importantly, iceberg lettuce people, all garbage. Go romaine or get out. And I don't want to hear anything from the arugula crowd either. Your lettuce is trash too. I'll say it. I don't care. I'm a romaine boy.
What it's someone told me it's the British call it they call it rocket for arugula.
Great, they can have it. Arugula trash lettuce.
You know, completely wrong in it, but you're on you're on the hill you're gonna die on, so keep it going.
Yeah, no, I'm a romaine boy till death, or until this wedding's over and I'll stop eating salads forever. Gain 150 pounds in 3 months, guarantee it. So that's it, right? We make Taylor Farms pay for poisoning 1,600 people and hospitalizing like 100, then link their name to the River of S for the rest of their lives, right? Wrong! Bruce Taylor, the founder and CEO of this poop lettuce farm, is also a giant Trump supporter. So after a couple milli donations and a one-on-one meeting with the Goblin King, wouldn't you know it? Both the FDA and CDC have revised their reports, calling their findings a false positive. Seems legit, am I right?
I do love the fact that not only did they stop any prosecution of Taylor Farms, and they're definitely not going to pay a single penny, but the fact that the CDC and the FDA had to go sit in a cup chair and apologize, be like, you get punched by the school bully, then you have to go to the principal's office and on the loudspeaker tell the entire school how you're the agitator.
It's disgusting, man. it's this is blatant, like, levels we haven't seen quite yet.
Before you continue, I do want to give credit where credit's due to Taco Bell. Since this broke, first of all, Taco Bell pulled it off their menu before anyone else even knew where it was coming from. So they are safer than FDA and CDC. And Taco Bell, if you want to do right by them, has also slashed some prices on some of their meals that used to cost $3 to $1. And none of them, I believe, are lettuce laden. So they're doing right by this economy.
Well, since we're going to...
Are you going to be looking it up right now?
Since we're... No. They also... I just read... sorry. They also just released a new item, or they brought back one of their burritos where it's just beef, bean, cheese, and I think sour cream maybe or something. Like specifically no lettuce. It's only $1. Our bad, guys.
Yeah, that's the one. There it is.
Yeah. No. Oh, chef's kiss. Perfect response. I love it. I hope their CEO does one of those ridiculous commercials of like that sissy from McDonald's and that wannabe from Burger King, where he just comes out hammered, just chokes down a full Crunchwrap Supreme. He's like, lettuce is fine. Be a man.
That'd be a good recovery. But I mean, the $1 burrito, that's a deal.
Buddy, it's a restaurant of the people. So blatant corruption is not a new thing. And frankly, it's becoming the norm here in the States. And I get it. You buy it. But you try to reshift the blame back onto Taco Bell. Not on my watch, pal. Can you name an entity out there that's been there for you through thick and thin more than Taco Bell? You cannot. Absolutely not. We weren't going to Costco when we were 17 years old in high school, stoned out of our minds.
Valid point.
Thank you. Because we didn't have memberships. But, yeah, we still love Costco. Only have $3 to your name back in the early 2000s? Boom, T-Bell will give you a 3-course feast. Leaving a bar at 2 a.m. hammered, need something in your stomach before you pass out, probably watching porn. Boom, Taco Bell's there. Say, F it, we'll stay open till 3 a.m., an hour after the bars close down, because we know where you're coming, big guy. I love you guys. Super hungover on your way to work, all yacked up from listening to birds in the morning and need to go to bed? Taco Bell said, screw that too. We'll make the greatest breakfast fast food menu in the history of the planet. There are so many delicious options on this menu, but my stomach can only handle 5 items before I'm full. Mother effing 4th meal, you little piglet. They made a 4th meal, guys. Governments lie, gods aren't real, but Taco Bell has and always will have your back. Live mas, muchachos, and viva la Bell.
I do love the fact that you bought into the capitalism. Like, they literally created a 4th meal. It's like, it's another reason for me to buy things that I love them.
First off, America invented the 4th meal when all the bars started closing down within roughly the same 2-hour period across all states. Taco Bell was there going, I know you're drunk, and I know you're going to want something to soak it up before you pass out. Why let McDonald's have it? Come have us. And they're like, we're going to be cheaper and better. Do you know how many times I've been hammered in a Taco Bell drive-thru, ordered, got the bag, and didn't even check it because I didn't care what was inside. No matter what, it was going to be delicious. No other restaurant on earth can make that same promise.
Well, they knew, like, what are you going to do? Come and complain about it? Like, fine, we're going to call the cops and back this up. Like, whoa, slow it down, guys. Like, I'll just drive home with this. Like, you're damn right you will.
Yeah, no. After you have your 15 minutes in the giant drive-through of the other 100 drunks out there, Taco Bell, if I had to pick one restaurant, be like, could I bum a drunk cig off the guy in this drive-through window? Taco Bell's going to be my number one bet every single time. They just get American.
We don't have enough Waffle Houses, and Waffle Houses aren't drive-thrus, so we have to settle for the Bell.
Buddy, 230 million Americans could not have cared less about Mexican food till Taco Bell was like, oh, enjoy my deliciousness, piggies.
Fair enough.
Live mas.
In that case, we'll see what happens on next week. If we're still at war, if we're actually suing Taco Bell to help pay for Taylor Farms. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm Alex Midway.
And I'm Eric Halsey, closing my laptop and heading to Taco Bell.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.
Where the pores eat.